Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the journey. We are so excited to have you here with us today. Today, we have a very special episode that we just can't wait to dive into. And if you're
Yes.
joining us for the first time, this is going to be such a treat for you. And I want to officially welcome you to the journey where we have a space here to talk about entrepreneurship in all of its forms and facets. And we've spent an entire season interviewing guests who let us in on their stories on how they built their businesses from the ground up and how they're continuing to, serve their communities, how they're continuing to work through different challenges of being a business owner. They're letting us know how they're learning along the way. So it's been such an amazing conversation to
Yes,
have
it has.
every other Wednesday here on this platform. So I am Vanessa McDonald, and we have Richardson here with us
Hey,
as
hey.
well,
How you
your
doing,
host for the
Vanessa?
show. I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. I've been waiting for this one, man. It's sad to see that we're ending the
Mhm.
season one already, but I'm looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, and looking forward to the summer too. So we're only
Oh yeah,
having a break for the summer, guys.
that's right. That's
So
right.
we
That's
will
right.
be back. We will be enjoying our summers along with you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Are you looking forward to anything this summer, Rich?
Hopefully to be able to travel. We've been
Yes.
stuck in the house, man, and you know, I still work remote. I love working
Hmm.
remote
Me
because
too.
there's a being close with the family is great, but I would love to go on a trip.
Yes, me
Really
too.
go on a trip.
Everybody does. That's why these flight tickets are looking so crazy right
I
now.
know, right? I know, right? You should have booked. I should have probably booked my flights early in the year.
Man, everybody wants to be out.
That's true. That
Yeah.
is true.
All right. So
That's
let's
true.
dive into our show. Rich, you want to let the people know how it's going to work in this
All
special
right, so
episode?
yeah, sure, not a problem. So tonight, as you all know, this is the season finale for the journey. So we're gonna break it down into segments tonight. We're gonna have two segments. We're gonna have our first two guests, which is gonna be the Dumas family and Naomi by Blush is gonna be on. There's gonna be the two first segments, and then we're gonna break it down to a second segment with Dr. Kia Fisher and with Daniel Bonet,
Mhm.
and then you guys as the audience is going to have a chance to ask the business owners some questions. So once both
Mhm.
segments are pretty much done tonight, we're going to bring everybody back in. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and put them into the chat. We'll put them on the
Mhm.
screen, and then we could just you guys can interact with
Mhm.
our guests tonight, and then we'll send you guys off and just
Yeah.
prepare for season two.
Yeah, great. We
Yes.
wanted to create an experience where the guests can
Hmm.
come back and tell
Right.
us maybe some updates since their interviews. We can
Right.
ask them
Right.
questions that we didn't get a chance to. And we
Hmm.
wanted to create an intimate space where these business owners can converse with each other as well.
That's correct. That's
So
correct.
that's our show tonight, and that's how it's going to
Yes.
go. Why
All
don't we
right.
go ahead and go straight into our first segment?
All right.
All right, segment one, we would love to welcome Naomi and the Damas family. They're going to be joining us in just a moment. Here we go.
Hello, hello,
Hey,
hello.
Hello,
How are you
everyone.
guys
hello.
doing? Good to
Good.
see
How
you
are
guys.
you?
We are doing
We're
great. We're doing
good,
great.
doing well. Thank you guys for making the time to come back. And
Oh, it's a
we
pleasure.
enjoyed both of your interviews so much. So we're so excited that you're able to come back and give us a little bit more of yourselves. And some people might be seeing you all for the first time. Maybe they didn't see your interviews. So just quickly introduce yourselves.
Go ahead,
Either
Naomi.
person can go first. Okay, well, Naomi can go first.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Naomi. My business name is Blush by Naomi. On the journey, we talked about on our segment. We talked about the journey for my entrepreneurship as a makeup artist here in the Atlanta area. Just some challenges that I faced, but also the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve
Mhm.
throughout these 6 years, product lines, services, and things like that I've offered here.
Great, great.
Yes, awesome.
Well, hi, everyone. Good afternoon. We are the Damas family. My name is Annie, and this is my husband, Gensley. I am the owner, executive planner, and creative director of Stylish Affair Events. That's our business name. It's a luxury wedding an events planning company located in New Jersey. And we had the pleasure and the opportunity to sit with those beautiful people, the two beautiful souls, to talk about our
You're so
journey
sweet.
as as husband and wife and as entrepreneurs, mostly as entrepreneurs, and how, we got married after we became business owners. So it was such a beautiful interview. It was our very first time interview,
And you
our
guys are
very
great.
first interview since we became entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
it was we learned so much, and it was so much fun. We also talked about, the challenges we faced. We talked about some of the successes we experienced. We recently celebrated our 5th-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Congratulations.
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 Thank
That's
you.
nice. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you. So it was so much fun. We're pushing forward, and we're excited for tonight.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
thank you for that introduction. And I love how your two businesses are connected, because most of the times when you have weddings, you have a makeup artist on staff too, and you both understand your industries uniquely, but also how the two can interact. So we do have some additional questions for you all, and either of you can jump in to answer, and would love if, we can all converse together. So in your interviews, we talked about your journey from like the very beginning until now. And I'm curious to know, how do your priorities when you first started your business compare to what your priorities are now?
All right. Priorities. Family. Well, before that, it's always God first, right? God first, and then afterwards it's family. Then from there it's work, and b- business is, business comes next, and the priorities are, as I can say, we just try to maintain what works, trying to always keep track of what's working, what's not working, how can we be better at what we're doing, and also managing our lives together. So I mean, it's all mixed up, but that's kind of like how I personally go about it. And it can go further into that though.
How my priorities have changed. Well, when we started the business, well, personally for me, when I started, I had to make a list of what was mostly important to me. Because when you're an entrepreneur, especially when you just start, you don't have a team behind you. It's all, you do everything. You are booking clients, you are doing the posts, the online posts, you're doing pretty much everything. So it's very important to list your priorities. For me, I remember in the beginning, up until now, I've had to turn down a lot of, Annie, are you available to go out and all that stuff? My family, of course, is my priority. When it comes to my family, although they do understand that there are times if there's something going on in the family, I'm not able to be there. But I always make sure to let them know, if you guys want to let me know something, let me know ahead of time so I can prioritize. So for me, my business, I mean, I went full time. The business is, I've made a lot of arrangements, especially after COVID. I've fixed a few things, I've changed a few things, but I feel like my priorities have not really changed much, other than, trying to make sure like you prioritize what's important for your business, and then, you do what you have to do to keep it going, especially when you're the only one doing everything yourself.
Gotcha. Naomi, can you relate to that?
Absolutely. I mean, in the beginning for me, it was, how do I get booked? Like, how do I build my clientele? Where does that come from? How does that start? So initially it's, I would try to get any and everybody in. And then, 6 years later, I'm like, not everybody's my client. So I've come to the point where I've looked for peace within my journey of being an entrepreneur than, just money and just, making it that. Honestly, when you look for peace in certain situations that you're in, whatever is going to come to you will come to you naturally. You don't have to force it. You don't have to beg. Being that the Gunsley or the Downs family and I would imagine this last year has been very complicated for our businesses because we are a face-to-face business that, of course,
Right.
we couldn't really be able to handle, during COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
being that, it's been 15, 60 months since COVID, and I've literally been busier this year coming into 2021 and, last year than I've been in the last 6 years is beyond
Ooh,
me. And I'm
ooh.
grateful for, because, it's coming from, having one client a day to, I can't get in your schedule. I had to book 2 months out, so that's, kind of the thing where I
That's
feel as though
wow.
we've grown as businesses, where we can say we have a steady clientele, or we have steady business, and we're not looking
Yeah.
to just service anyone, but that our type of clientele are geared and, gravitate towards the type of people that we are.
Awesome.
Mm.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
some good
that's
value.
really good. I love how you said sometimes you have to prioritize peace over the profit.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Extremely important. Yeah.
Wow.
And so next question for you guys is, what have you found to be the most valuable resource for your business so far? Whoever wants to take that first question.
Word of mouth is literally
Oh,
how I get any and all of my business.
Mhm,
I use a platform called StyleSeat, which
I
has
love
mhm.
style
literally
seeds.
it's like a yellow
Nice.
pages for
Uh-huh.
beauty services and things like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right.
Prior to COVID, they weren't really in the marketing side. You kind of had to do all that your own. But
Mhm,
recently, they developed a part of the platform that helps you to, spread your name. Of course, they charge you for it, but they try to
Yeah.
get your name out to, people that are just new to Style Feed, or if you type in a
Mm-hmm.
word, your information will
mhm,
pop up. But honestly, a lot of the clients that I've received over these last few years have been, through church family, through old school family, through Facebook and things like that. So my
Mm-hmm.
business has grown literally of word of mouth. It's kind of one of those things like, yeah, I can look you up online, but if I know
Mm-hmm.
someone that knows you or has, been serviced
Yes.
by you, I'm
Yes.
more likely to come and, receive services.
Yeah. Yes.
right.
Yeah. I remember Annie and Ginsley, you guys mentioned something similar, like,
Mhm.
relying on like your church family as a resource and people that you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in this industry, the industry that we're in, whether it's makeup or wedding planning, whether you're doing decoration, this industry, I think it's every business, but specifically in this industry is word of mouth. So it's very important to make sure like you treat every client as if they're the only client, because
Mm-hmm.
it can take years for you to build your business,
Yeah.
and in a matter of second. And I've seen people just
Yes.
become very complacent with, I've been in the industry for 10 years, and so
Uh-huh.
therefore I can treat people however. And
Hmm.
for me, for us, I would say, especially for me, I try not to be like, I'm always looking for that next thing. So for me personally, over the past year, I'd say I've enrolled in three separate classes and
Workshops.
workshops
Okay.
in order for me to keep myself, busy, and to make sure like I'm learning the industry. So, you can see what your competitors are doing and how you
Mm-hmm.
can level up to what's going on out there, level the playing field, as people would say. So
Mm-hmm.
that way you become complacent.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a lot that goes on every year. There are trends, so you're keeping up with the trends, the
Mm-hmm.
style,
Mm-hmm.
everything. So we try to uh, sign up for as many workshops as possible,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
keep ourselves busy and knowing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and learn more,
Mm-hmm.
because there are some stuff that it never crosses your mind as you are in it, but the fact that
Mm-hmm.
you're meeting other people that are doing the same thing, and you go to those workshops, and when you have like a room full of many people that are doing the same, great ideas are flowing. So it's like, oh, this is how we can do this. This is how we can do that. And we
Yeah.
were struggling with it, a little bit. So now, those are like how we, try to keep ourselves busy and learning. And
Yeah.
of course, YouTube always works, right?
That's a good teacher.
You want to learn
Right.
something, Google University,
Yeah.
it always helps as well.
Yeah, that's an excellent resource to take continuing education classes.
Yeah.
One thing that's special about the industries you work in is that
Mhm.
you are basically bringing a client's vision to life, right? So it's not, for example, if you go to some restaurants, like the chef is bringing his own thing to life. So if
Mhm.
you like it, fine. If you don't, then cool.
Right.
I wonder if there are lots of challenges when your services are dependent on the client, like feeling like you've brought their vision to life. Like, for example, they might have an idea to do something, but that's not really your taste. And you were like, I don't want this to be ugly. And like, I don't want my name to be associated with that. Can you guys talk about the challenge of working in an industry where your bread and butter depends on the people, you know, loving what you've created because it's an extension of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember from the previous interview, I answered one of the questions that you asked about one of the challenges, and I mentioned you know, respecting your client, you know, taste and what they like, because just because you come to me, you know, green and yellow probably might be your favorite color, but it's not my favorite color. So, you know, we have to kind of like, I have to put myself aside and be like, okay, this is what they want, this is what they like, this is, you know, their style, and completely remove yourself from it and really like be there for them and provide them with what they really want. So it's a business of how you say that, satisfying those two people and their gifts. You know, that's pretty much what it is.
At the same time, I feel as a wedding planner or as a makeup artist or as a designer, even though we are in the industry of executing our client's vision, it's also extremely important to let them know, like, yes, I want to execute your vision. However, these are certain things that I'm willing to compromise, and those are the things that I'm willing, you know, I can't compromise on. It's extremely important to know when to remove yourself and when to remove what you like and what you don't like. But at the same time, if it's going to take a jab, I would say, at your overall business, you need to let them know, I don't mind creating this for you. I don't mind creating this look or that look. I don't mind putting this together for you. But at the same time, I want it to make sense, because you do get people who come to you with so many different ideas and they want you to put it together, you know, the way they see it.
Right.
Our job is to make sure by removing ourselves, when we remove ourselves and remove what we like, but at the same time, it makes sense not only to them, but it's a good reflection of our brand, because at the end of the day, we do have a brand that, you know, it has to make sense. So it can be a fine line, but I think every client who do hire you, they hire you because they see something about your brand, about your business that they love. And if they trust you enough to let you do what you know you can do, they will let you do it. But at the same time, you know, you just gotta respect their decisions and just properly guide them into what you think will work for them.
Okay. What's your experience with that, Naomi?
Actually, I totally agree with the Damus family, but I've realized that I have to ask people what their expectation is even before I start, so that it's clear. A lot of times you run into what people or their assumptions and then what they expect are two totally different things. So making sure that, you know, the table is there, it's clear, you are precise with, okay, these are the things that I can do, these are the things I cannot do. And then you merge the two to find the creative line in between. So, you know, I'm a makeup artist. I know you're getting married. What's the creativity that we can create together that I still fulfill my duties as your makeup artist, but you also, you know, achieve the look you're going for your bridal look. And the same for event planners. Like, you know, there's so many lanes that you have to kind of merge everything together to figure out, okay, how can I be creative in every aspect of my business, as well as like giving my clients satisfaction while keeping myself honest, as well as providing them, you know, because a lot of times you'll run into situations where you compromise your honesty to satisfy someone, and then it ends up backfiring because you weren't honest with yourself.
That's a good point.
I've had clients where I was like, you know what, I can't service you. This is not something that I do, or I'm capable, or I'm even comfortable doing for you. So I can refer you to someone else, or, you know, I apologize. I'm sorry, you can have your deposit back, or I'm sorry you wasted your time, whatever the case is. But if I don't feel 100% comfortable with providing a service, I'd rather not provide it at all.
Okay. Right. Wow. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. To piggyback on that part of that question to the next question, you guys just discussed some of the struggles that you guys overcame.
Mhm.
How has that impacted your clients' experiences so far? Based off the challenges that you guys face, you overcame those challenges. So how has that impacted your customer experience?
I feel as though my customers get a better experience. It's funny, today I received a new client and she was getting her lashes done. And that's the thing about me that most people don't know unless you're my client. I walk every single person as best as I can to their car. I'm that Haitian where I got to see you get in your car, start the car, drive off. It's kind of like when you drop somebody off, you flick the lights to let them know you're safe, you're in the house. And people are like,
Right.
you're going to walk me out? And I'm like, yes, I need to know that you have experienced the whole experience in Blush by Naomi. It's
Right.
not just coming in, getting your lashes done and leaving, but making sure we have that. I feel like at the end of the service, when we have those few moments when I walk into your car, we kind of get personal moments with each other where we connect more. Or, you know, I find that bridge between my clients that, hey,
Right.
if, you know, they're looking for something, they need something, or I mean, whatever it is, that moment kind of seals the deal that even though they may not like their service, they like the experience, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes. Okay, awesome. Yeah, and you're gonna say something, Annie?
No, I was gonna say I agree 100% because whatever you experience in your business, good or bad, it only makes it better. You know, you as long as you're willing to learn, you should always, as an entrepreneur, think about, okay, what is it in this situation that I'm supposed to learn? What is it that I'm supposed to take out of it? And once you do that, once you have a positive mindset, no matter what you deal with, especially, you know, we deal with the bad all the time. And one thing that I've noticed is that entrepreneurs don't always share the downfalls. We don't always share the struggles on social media. You know, I remember there was a period of time when I was struggling and I went on Instagram and Facebook and I was looking for that one entrepreneur that I could relate to. And I couldn't really find anybody who posted what they deal with. But I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is to, you know, learn from that mistake and just, or whether it's a mistake or the struggle, whatever the case is, you learn from it and you make that next experience, that next client experience much better. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. And since you already touched on this, I want to go into this deeper because Ginsley, you mentioned taking classes to learn new skills. In both of your industries, things change so often. I mean, there's some things that people are doing at weddings now. I'm like, I didn't have that option when I got married. Like the moving video booths, you know, there's always something like up and coming, even with like makeup techniques too. So do you guys ever feel the pressure to go along with all of the changes and keep up with all of the trends? Do you lean more towards just sticking to what you know works, or is it like a mix of the two for you all?
It's a mix of the two. You know, I always try to let clients or potential clients know that it's good that you're trying to do this or trying to do that, but keep in mind, you know, by 2027, it's not gonna, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, oh wow, why couldn't I do this at my wedding? Why couldn't I do that at my wedding? And you know, it's always constantly something different that's happening. But at the end of the day, you know, you don't wanna get so focused on being a trend because you know what's important is the marriage, you know, not the wedding, the marriage. You know, so I always try to let them, you know, remind them of that. And so it's okay, you want to do this or you want to do that, you know, as long as your budget allows it. And that's one of the things that we do as well, because you know, you know, in that first meeting we sit down and we go over, you know, here's what to expect, this is how it is, and you know what your budget is, you know, how to break it down, how to go over certain things and stuff of that nature. And so, you know, so that they can have like a clear understanding of what they are stepping into. You know, like some of them, like if you don't get the chance to do that for them, and then you know a couple months down the line when it really start hitting them that, oh my gosh, I'm really getting married and it's in a couple months. And so that's when all that pressure comes in, and they're hearing it from, coworkers, from family members, everybody all at once, wants to be that planner. They're telling you, hey, do this or do that. And stuff like that.
Right.
Yes.
So, it's like you're trying to keep them calm at the same time and be like, don't try to do everything, because your wedding has to reflect your relationship, your personality. So don't get lost in other people's stuff. Understand what your identity is, what you want to accomplish, and also think about your guest experience, because it's not going to be about the two of you.
Gotcha.
When it comes to trends, social media have played, I've seen it happen where, we do have clients who come to us and they want this, they want that. I think every single potential client or every bride to be or groom to be, what they need to keep in mind is not every trend will work for you. Just because it's thing out there doesn't mean it's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
You also have to know, you have to keep your identity and your personality, like Yancy said, in mind. And also the group of your crowd, are they going to enjoy it? Because let's say, for example, you might get a 360 photo booth and
that's what it's called.
Is like 90% older people. They're not going to want to get on it. So
they don't even know how to use it.
So, it's a fine line between the two. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is, even though it's trending, you have to ask yourself, is just because it's trending, is it for me? Is it something that I like? And I think it will definitely help.
Yeah.
Okay, Naomi. So what's your perspective on that?
I think it comes with experience. Once you kind of know who you are in your business, there are certain nuances, new things that come around. I wouldn't say trends, because some things can last and stand, but if you try them once and it worked, you'll figure out a way to make it your own and personalize it within your brand.
Right.
So for instance, I recently learned a new technique in my lash business that, can potentially, skyrocket my clientele or even my profit. But it's something that I feel like is going to help my business and not hurt it. Versus if I were to just pick up a random trend and it takes 45 minutes to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm not satisfied with the look that I'm giving the client, then it can potentially hurt my business. So it's one of those catch-22s where you do enough research to see if it'll comply with, how you've been going through business. And it could be something that literally sets your business off, or it can just set you back a few steps. But it's kind of like just finding your ground, listing the things that you want to provide for your clients, as well as things that you want to see your business do and grow, and then move that way. So like the Damus family, it's always important to, do higher learning, extra learning, workshops, because again, you'll do something for so long and think you're doing it the right way until you get to the place and you're like, wow, like I didn't expect, lashes to be this big thing. I've been stuck in my little corner, keeping my head down. And then you go to these conventions and they have, a whole, like a consulting group. They have everybody you need in one lineup. Whereas, brides to be are like, well, I have a planner, but she doesn't know a makeup artist. So I got to find that person and find that person. So a lot of these things, over time, you grow a network and you work together to like figure out, what works for you in your business versus what trends will set you off or not.
Great
stuff. Good stuff.
That was some great stuff, man. Oh man, and sorry, I just hate that we have to end this segment right here. But for all the guests that are still with us, and all the people that's still in the chat room, don't worry, we're going to bring them back.
Yes,
so
don't go away.
Don't go away. We're going to be able to ask them some more questions. So we're coming to the end of our first segment. And now we're about to prepare for segment 2 with Dr. Kia Fisher and Daniel Bonet.
Yes. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Thank you again. And we'll see you guys in a bit.
right.
Right.
Oh, I
Oh
enjoyed
man.
that so much.
Oh yes,
I
man.
feel like with
It's
all
just,
of our guests, I could talk to them for way longer than we have time for.
I know, right? Man, can you imagine? We
Yeah,
probably could have been on. We could probably had a 2-hour show today, man.
we
With
really
all
could
this stuff
have.
that we're going to discuss
We
today, man,
could
it's going to be
have.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It's going to be
And I hope
wonderful.
you all watching are taking notes, especially if you're interested in the industries that allow you to be creative, like in event planning or makeup, artistry. I hope you guys have been taking notes. Also, in the description box on YouTube, the contact information and social media pages for all of our guests will be there. So go ahead and check that out as well in case you want to reach out to the people that we're talking with. But
Right.
welcome back. We are in segment 2. As Rich announced, we are now going to welcome Dr. Kia Fisher and Daniel Bonet.
Yes, let's welcome them
Yes.
in. All right, Dr.
Hey!
Kia. Hey.
Hey, what's
It's good
going
to see
on?
you again.
Good
Great
to
to
see
see
you
you.
guys.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see you, Daniel, because I unfortunately missed your interview.
Yeah,
You ended up chatting with Rich, so it's good to see you.
nice to see you too. Happy
Yeah.
belated too. I know it was your
Thank
birthday
you.
weekend, so enjoyed
Yes.
that. Yeah, even
Thank
though
Yeah,
I
I know
was a
she
little
you.
enjoyed
bit
herself.
jealous. I'm like, come on, I came
I
to
know
the
you
show.
see.
It's
You
just me
shot
and
me too.
Richardson. I mean, come on, man. But it's all love. It's
But
all love.
I'm making it up. I'm making it up
Yeah,
tonight.
definitely, definitely. I appreciate it.
You know, we were really, really happy that you
Yeah.
guys decided to come back to so we can catch up and see how things were going.
Yeah.
I know you guys were in the background, but you saw the other two guests. So let's just jump right into it, man.
Mhm.
So how has your priorities changed? So from the time you guys jumped on with us and had the interview, and also let's think about from the beginning of your business until now. How has your priorities changed in the business? Which whoever wants to jump in. Who wants to jump
Whichever.
Go ahead, Kia.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Kia.
Thank
You're welcome.
you. Call him six. I don't know. Daniel, call him Daniel. But okay, how has it changed? Man, I just have to be on point with this whole marketing thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The marketing thing is a big jump for me. Because before it was okay, get your clients, get your word out. Now it's maintaining clients and being able to be innovative and sticking to what you know that's concrete and not swinging. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Right.
So I think that's the difference with me. I've been here 3 years with my own business, and it has been a journey. I think what helps me also is referrals. So I have to keep my referrals, updated in what I'm doing so that they can talk to their clients. I have doctors and doctors' offices who see women, because that's my clientele mostly, so that I can get referred from them. So it's basically keeping in contact with those type of resources so that I can get the clients coming in now.
Gotcha. What about for you, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, so my business, dealing with dogs, priorities definitely changed because, the two guests that you had on before, they was more talking about what works for them, and my sister Naomi was saying how it's not necessarily a trend because sometimes trends can mess up the business. However, with the dog breeding business, there is quite a bit of a trend. If you see, there are seasons that you have a group of people who's into German Shepherds, and then that fad runs out, and now it's Dobermans, and then there you hear about French Bulldogs and stuff. So being that, like before the show, I specialized in black and tan and red and tan Dobermans, and also French Bulldogs. But right now, looking at the markets, especially since the pandemic, there have been more people who have been interested in the guard breed of things. So now it's kind of put my French Bulldogs on the back burner because not a lot of people are looking for that. They're looking more for the guard dog type area. So it's just more. It's of course, it really just basically trying to satisfy the client or the customer at any cost, and making sure that they're getting the appropriate dog that they need, and that's helping my business as well too, because that helps me stay a trend, stay afloat, and things of that nature. So it's just
Okay.
I would say in the dog business, that's the most, that's one of the priorities that's has changed for me.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha. Okay, I'm going to take a step back because I realized that we didn't have you guys reintroduce yourselves.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, so
That
if
is
in
true.
case some people haven't gotten a chance to watch your individual interviews, so just quickly tell the people what you do. And either
Kia,
whether you
I guess I'm gonna go first the whole time.
always. You're gonna go
ladies
first
first,
every
I
time.
guess.
Every time.
We're not even gonna ask anymore. Kia, just assume you going first.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
I love it. Hey, I'm for my kings. I like when kings put women first.
Amen.
That's
Amen. I
right.
got
That's
you.
right.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Kia Fisher. I'm a clinical therapist. I have a business in Georgia. Now I'm strictly online unless it's very necessary to meet in person since the pandemic. I also do life coaching, so it's not just clinical work, it's also helping people to get their lives together. My motto is basically helping people create the life that they want, whether it's healing, whether it's getting their goals intact or what have you. My target market again are women of color, right? But I do see some male clients. I'm also now into energy medicine, so I collaborate with folks. And I do retreats. I facilitate different types of healing retreats and things of that nature, yoga. So that's what I do. I've been a
Nice.
therapist for 11 years.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Nice,
And
nice.
Daniel,
Wonderful.
you wanna
Daniel.
reintroduce yourself to the people?
All right. Yes, my name is Daniel Sticks Bonet. I'm a dog breeder here in the Atlanta area. I'm also a personal trainer as well in the Douglasville or the west side of Atlanta, you would say. That's pretty much it. Straight to the point, real
Yeah.
basic. Yeah, definitely.
Nice. All right.
Great,
Thank you
great,
for
great,
doing
great.
that really
Thanks.
quickly.
Yeah, I forgot about doing that part.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Something I'm wondering about as you listen to the previous guest talk about this, since your last interview, have you made any changes that impact your client's individual experience?
Yeah, for me, it was more, again, energy medicine combined with talk therapy, especially for people of color who have dealt with depression, anxiety through this pandemic. A lot of times people need meditation, yoga. So I have increased my clientele by offering energy medicine.
What is energy medicine for those who don't know?
On a whole, it's acupuncture, massage therapy, holistic stuff that deals with herbs and stuff like that. For me, I do meditation, yoga, and I also do nutrition, herbal, holistic. Right? There's a connection between depression and anxiety. That's another show.
Yes.
But it's a connection with those things and imbalance of your body. So I talk to people. I help them with meditation, help them to clear their mind, help them with yoga, and I also encourage them to change their diet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's a difference.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? Any changes to your client's experience?
Yeah, I would say definitely changes. What I've tried to do since before is try to open doors within my business. Like right now or before, it was just breeding dogs, but now it's doing artificial inseminations for other clientele. So you can have a client who does not want to purchase a dog from me, but has a male and a female that needs help breeding. And that's where I come in and give that service. So that's still opening doors for the original business, because I'm coming in, they already know I'm a breeder. They see the accuracy in the work. They're saying, okay, look, man, you did a great job, or yeah, you have dogs. I know somebody who do. So just finding more doors within that business to open, so that way my clientele can just, explode into something of greatness. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
That is so fascinating to me that you can send a sample over for artificial insemination for dogs.
Yeah.
I love watching your interview because I feel like it's a world that we're not exposed to. Actually, for the both of you, one similarity I love between you two is you're working in fields that people of color, particularly Black people, don't feel as if it's like something that we do, you know?
Right.
Like
That
Black
is
people
true.
don't feel like, oh, we don't really care about dogs that much. We do. Or we don't like
I know.
therapy and energy
Therapy, mental
healing.
health,
Like, what is
energy heal.
that?
Yeah, that
Can
is
you
so
both talk
true.
about like what it's like for you being in industries where you have to like educate people of color? Like, are there challenges to that? Or do you feel as if people see you in a certain way as a Black person in your industries?
Well, with mental health, it's a stigma. So, you know, we're fighting that out the gate, out the door. It's a thing. But once you pass that, and I think, you know, I don't know if you see my shirt. It says not your traditional therapist.
Nice,
Not your
nice.
traditional therapist. So I'm gonna give you the real about mental health. You know,
Mhm.
from the legal standpoint to how you should be engaging in your therapy session with confidentiality, so that if you get caught up, it won't be used against you. You know, things of that nature that our people of color are scared of. You know, so it is difficult, especially males. Sorry, I love y'all, but it is. And it has a lot to do with, you know, how especially Caribbean men grew up. You know, I'm strong, I don't need no help, I'm good, you know. I had to break through that with even the females, you know,
Right.
just a little bit harder. So I love, because of my passion for it. That's the only reason why I feel like I get to push through doors that not many people can open when it comes to especially our Caribbean people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay. And you, Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like, for example, just last week I went to a family's house to do a breeding, and they were, you know, of color, like me and you, and they thought that it was just I was, you know, going to put the male dog on top of the female, and you know, that's what they were thinking, you know,
Wow.
backyard. So when I got into the whole bag and the gloves and the syringes, it was just more of a fascination. They, you know, first they was like, I didn't even know that is even possible. Then to let them know, to know that, you know, a Black man of your age actually knows how to do that. 2 months
Right.
ago, I actually went to a white lady's house. She's actually a vet, and she was fascinated. She didn't know as a vet that you can actually do things like that. So
Right.
and once I see that fascination occurs, that's when the conversation happens. Like I'm a type of person. I'm kind of like my sister. You know how she said she wants to give the full experience.
Yeah.
I'm the
Right.
same way. I don't just come to your home or come to whatever facility we're linking up and just do the AI. I'm actually teaching you, showing you what hole the syringe goes into, where to pull, how to hold things appropriately. And even though they won't get it the first time, but still they're very appreciative that I didn't just do it for them, but I actually showed them, I taught them, we had a conversation. And then once everything is done, you know, good vibrations, they're giving me 3 or 4 clients just because of the customer service.
Yeah.
I'm creating a new relationship with somebody I didn't even know last year, and that person happens to be a doctor, a lawyer, or, you know, or a therapist like Kia, and you know, that's free work for me. I give you a dog, you give me free therapy, and it's just
There
at
we
the end of
go.
the
There we
day,
go.
you see what I'm saying? It's exactly. And at the end of,
That's
you know,
right.
like I said, at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're just building up that community stronger, wiser, and especially to the younger generation that comes, you know, after us.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not
Because
gonna
they
lie.
often,
Right.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I found out about the whole insemination thing through your IG, and I was
You
like,
see
"Oh
that?
snap, they do that."
Same,
Yeah,
same. I didn't
yeah.
even know.
Oh
It's so
yeah, I was
important
getting
That
a
was
because
the
lot.
like,
first time I knew that. I'm like,
yeah, because we
"Oh, okay."
don't get to see that in our communities a
At
lot.
all.
And
Yeah.
Right.
especially for children who are coming up, like sometimes you can't become what you can't see, or they
Exactly.
can't even imagine that that's an option for them. So
Yeah.
I love that you both are exposing different people in our communities to just different things that they can be and that they can do. And like we do it too, you know,
Yes.
Most
and we do
definitely.
it well.
Well.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. We're perfectionists. So it's like
Yeah.
Yes.
whatever we try to do, we try to give it 150%, if not 200,
Mhm.
every single time.
So true.
Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Great, great,
Awesome.
man. That's awesome, right there. That's awesome. So, since the last interview, have you guys made any changes in your marketing strategy, or is there any trends or different different things that's in the field, like specifically in y'all's field, that's changing out there that you feel like you need to adapt to, or are you sticking to the stuff that you already know, and is that bringing value to your business?
Well, I have opened up a little bit more than Facebook. I get 85% of my clientele from Facebook. Yeah, it works wonders for me. I'm not a real, I like IG, but it doesn't give me the feedback like Facebook. But I started this scheduling app called Booski, and it seemed to be working for me, right?
Okay.
So that is also something that's something new for me. And now I am linking with more people of color, doctors, where I can give my card to so that they can send me clientele, especially, people who have gone through depression, anxiety, and so forth. That's my change up. I only had 2 before, now I have about 6 of them now, so that helps.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm very much a foundational person. I don't do the trend thing, but if it is aligned with what I'm trying to do to get my client to the next level, I will incorporate it in what my foundation is. So I've always done inner child therapy. You know what I'm saying? CBT, I'm not, which is cognitive behavior therapy. I like it, but it's not all that for me. But if my client needs it, I will use it in therapy sessions along with inner child. So,
How about you, Daniel? Any changes, any trends, or
changes in your marketing?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're muted.
We can't hear you.
I think you might be on mute. Oh no, I can't hear you. Okay. Well, he's working on that. Okay. While he's working on that, I'll ask you another question, Kia.
Okay.
So
you're getting feedback.
Oh wait.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. There we go. Well, let me give you
right.
an opportunity to answer the question about your marketing plan. Has that changed for you?
Not necessarily. It's more of like I stated before, to me in my business is more of the trend. Like one of the things that I do is I go on Google Trends and I type in, top 10 dogs for this year, or top 10 dogs and I kind of see what's the market like. Oh, okay, well, the East Coast are loving miniature schnauzers. So I start to educate myself. Before I purchase any new breed, I kind of see what it's like. For example, mini schnauzers, they're hypoallergenic, which is great.
I know that.
Exactly, because we don't know this, but more kids are being born with a lot more allergies and things of that. Like even carpets in the home, people are starting to remove because it's an allergic reaction to most kids. That if I didn't do that, then that would because I would just stay in French bulldogs, figuring why no one is purchasing French bulldogs no more. And it's because there are more kids that are being born with allergy issues. And, of course, the client still wants the dog, but French bulldogs don't give that like miniature schnauzer does. So with me, I think just staying on trend with what's the hottest dog, what people are buying now or more, so that way that can help my business grow as well.
Gotcha. Okay, and you're right. Like the trends do change based on your location, so it's great that you're like doing that research.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people in California like certain dogs. Some people in New York.
Frenchies out here.
Exactly, but here in Georgia, it's now the miniature schnauzers. People are starting to like the mini schnauzers. My sister bought one. My brother-in-law has one. I have 2 more that are. So it's a growing business that people don't even know about.
Right.
So it's also just being staying ahead. So you trying to be first in line. Because if I start this now, usually, and no one is asking for it, then usually in 5 years, that's when it become a hot market. The thing with me is by the time 5 years come, I'll probably be the #1 selling miniature schnauzer here in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just further education.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So one question we didn't ask you guys in your interviews before, but we think would be helpful for the people watching, is about the financial side of your business. How do you fund your day-to-day operations? And do you plan on increasing your business funding to expand the business? Especially if you have any ideas for funding your business that other people could, take advantage of. If you guys are open to sharing that, would love to hear it.
Well, I could say my business paid for itself. I'm now opening up a product line. So now I have an accountant to help me with how to split my money to what I need to save, and what I need to chill with, right?
Okay.
So, I think when it comes to me, I know what my strengths and weaknesses are. Accounting is not my strength. So therefore, I got an accountant who understands what I'm envisioning for the next 5 years regarding my brand, and she helps me to, get to that point.
Gotcha.
So I have two ways of getting income. One way is I'm a contractor for different agencies, and I provide therapy services for their clients. Then I have my own business under my Magical Garden Healing, and I use that money to save towards the products. So it's just basically knowing what your strengths are, and if you don't have the strength in finance, get someone to help you to understand better.
Okay, that's key. I remember Naomi mentioned that in her interview as well, is the importance of having someone to look into the finances with you, especially pretty much all of us need help with that, whether business owners or not. Yeah, Kira, what are your thoughts on funding businesses, Daniel?
Business funding.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
You're good.
So I can hear you guys, but only Vanessa for some reason I can't hear.
Oh, weird.
Wow. So Richardson has to ask the question.
You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Still can't hear Rich?
Yeah, I can't hear. Only Kia for some reason I can hear.
Oh man.
Yeah, Kia, you're fine. Everyone else is.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Give me a second.
Well, they asked.
Yeah, go ahead, Kia. I'm sorry.
Your financial plans in regards to your business. How do you fund your business? How do you go about your financial responsibilities when it comes to your business? Paraphrasing what they said.
Oh, okay. Well, one way that I fund my business is like basically I can say the business literally funds itself. One technique that I do, like for example, I had a litter not too long ago in March. So what I did is once I sold that litter, I used that money or some of that money to go and to another breeder or somewhere else to find new blood. And, I'll purchase a new dog and then invest back into the business. But not only that I'm investing, but I'm actually adding new blood or a whole new type of generation or new line to my business. So that's one way I can say that, the business is being funded.
Gotcha. Okay. Seems like it's really important for the business to fund itself or for you to reinvest in your business is what you both are essentially saying.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Can you hear me, Daniel? No. I don't think he can. Okay. All right. Well, we actually have reached the end of this segment. And if you guys remembered at the end, we did mention that at the end of the first segment that once we're done with this segment, we're going to have everybody join together and just take a couple questions from the audience. So thank you, Daniel and Kia. I don't know if you can hear me, Daniel. But
Daniel, they're about to bring everybody back.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If I don't know, my apologies. I'm messing up this live, but I have no idea why I can only hear Kia right now.
It's all good. It's all good. So you guys sit tight, and we will bring everybody back for some questions from the audience.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys.
All right.
It's been an awesome show so far.
Awesome.
We are about to bring all of our folks back. It's almost been an hour. That went by really quickly.
Oh yeah, it did go by real quick.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and submit them so that we can ask our guests that'll be joining us in just a moment any questions that you may have, whether you've watched their interviews before or you're seeing them for the first time. Go ahead and submit those. So let us welcome our whole team back, and we'll do a quick closeout. We have everyone joining us. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey. Oh, looks like Daniel might try to jump back on. He's having some connectivity issues. So I'm wondering, oh, there he goes.
There he goes.
Now I can hear you guys.
Nice.
You can hear us?
Nice.
Yes,
Good to
I
have
can
you
hear you guys now.
Great.
And as you guys were watching each other's interviews, I'm curious if you guys had any questions for each other, or maybe you learned a gem from another person that you weren't expecting. Did any of you guys have that experience?
I would say what I learned, which I did not know, was that anxiety and depression are like linked together. I never knew that. I actually, because I suffered from depression when I was very young, and I'm starting to notice, like every now and again, I don't know if it's anxiety, because I don't want to call it something that I haven't been diagnosed for or seen my doctor for. But I did not know that anxiety and depression. And sometimes I think it's difficult to make the difference between when you are anxious and when you are depressed. But I really didn't know. This is something that I learned, and it's very informative.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. Yes, they are linked together. A lot of people don't know that when you're anxious and then you have the fall, it's kind of, if you know people who have bipolar disorder, those are the two areas that they go from high to low. So some can go all the way on the depression side, some can go all the way on the anxiety side. So many times when doctors look at clients that have depression, there's some form of anxiety there. It may not be on the high spectrum, but there is some. So yeah, they are connected.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is one question from the audience, and anyone can answer this. What is one bad experience that almost hurt or have hurt your business or brand?
Anybody can go.
Yeah, if
ladies
want to share that.
I would say just having a client say they just weren't satisfied with the service. Not to say that they were dissatisfied with me per se, they just expected something different. But if you always take that with you, though you may have 100 clients that appreciate and love what you do, you're always going to hold on to that one client that says, oh, well, I didn't feel as though this, was taken seriously, or that you did X, Y, and Z like you did for someone else. So, those times, you kind of sit with it. You're human, so it's going to affect you. You're going to feel, whatever you feel negatively about what that person said. But I've come to realization that, thank that person for whatever negative feedback they gave you. That could be, a step up for you in, adjusting how you service people, or if it's a service that you've done that you feel like, you know what, I'm no longer going to offer that if I get too many negative reviews or people are not satisfied as well as I'm not satisfied. But I mean, over the years, I've gotten clients that weren't satisfied. One in particular that I'll never forget. Unfortunately, it was a Haitian wedding that I was doing.
Oh, Lord.
The daughter,
oh my goodness.
She's young. She was just leaving her mom's house. Like, it was one of those, like, she slept home, you know, her mom kind of took care of everything that she did. So it's her first time getting makeup done. This is probably one of my first weddings, you know, 2015, 2016. I'm new in the game. Like, I'm making sure everybody's just satisfied. I go into her whole entire face. Ta-da, here's what you're going to look like walking down the aisle. The mom
Yeah.
walks in and says, I don't like it, take it off.
The
Oh,
whole
Lord.
thing?
So
Lord.
now I had to wipe everything off: foundation, eyeshadow, lashes,
Oh my
everything had to come off, and I
gosh.
had to start from scratch. We were already running late. Now the wedding was 2 hours behind.
Oh.
Leonard's
Needless to say, I adjusted my rates and my time. And again, asking clients, what is your expectation? For you, for your mama, for your cousin, like, who is going to influence you about what this look is going to look like? Because I'm not going to waste my time and my product, all of that, for me to take a baby wipe and literally go,
oh
let's start
my
from scratch.
gosh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts.
That's crazy.
Oh, for sure. And she was a Haitian mom. Just like that. Like, not saying effort, you know, this may be too much. It's just like, bro, I just spent an hour or more on this phase because that's probably one of the ones that I'll take to the grave with me. Like,
man, and you know, you can't tell Haitian mamas nothing. Once their mind is made up. Wow.
I mean, at this point, she's crying. I'm trying to like console her and like redo her face and like, sis, it's okay. You're beautiful before or after. You know, I know your mom had big input on this, but also it's your day. But I mean, they're still married, so
that's what's most important.
Anything, so
that's what's most important for
what a way to recover from that client experience.
That was tough.
Adjusting your rates, I feel like, is key, and knowing the value of your time. Yeah, that's a great bounce back from that.
I have one. And it's crazy because what Naomi said before, I apply it to my business, and that is, you don't have to take every client. I am quick to say, here's your money back. You know, one client, it was for her children. And with me, I give kids 30 minutes because many times they cannot last 45 minutes to an hour in therapy sessions. And after the first session, which 30 minutes for one child, 30 minutes for the other, an hour for the mom, she calls me and says she wasn't happy with the services because of the length of time that I spent with her child. And I said to her, well, I did explain to you why we split it. And she began to start telling me about what I should do. You know, well, you know, kids need time to open up, and I think you should just give them a chance. I said, miss, one session, 30 minutes each. Is what I gave them. You're going to judge what I do off of one session after I told you what I'm going to do with these kids, because it's going to be hard for them to open up. Long story short, I think it was a money issue. That's the I got. And I just said, here you go. You know, what I realized is that people won't tell you the real deal. And not that I'm tooting my own horn, but after one session for you to tell me something is wrong, and knowing that I kind of gave you the I'm going to be 30 minutes with the kids because of this reason. And then you come back the next week and say it's a problem. I automatically felt like, okay, maybe it is a financial issue. Let me go ahead and give it to her. But I do what Naomi said before, which is I really vet my clients to see if I'm able to help you. I don't take
Gotcha.
So if you are a child, you have someone who has a child that may have some type of disorder, because I don't really take kids unless it's my contract. My contract job to do that. But if you have a kid that may have Asperger's or something like that, that's not my area of interest. That's not where trauma is. You know, anxiety, PTSD. That's my area. So I know when to say I could refer you to someone else. You know?
Gotcha. So it's about like knowing what you can do and making sure that your client's expectations are in line with your skill set or what you can offer is what you all seem to be saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Dumas family, Daniel, and you want to share about any experiences that you guys had, bad experiences? that may have hurted your brand?
A bad experience. I mean, I'm trying to think if a bad experience I've
That hurt
had.
the brand? I don't think.
It didn't hurt. I don't think it hurt the brand. It was just a bad
Yeah.
experience.
But
It was
the
a bad
Probably hurt you
experience.
personally, right? But it didn't hurt brand. People still
Trying to
book, but it
protect
didn't
that
get
brand.
in.
Yeah, you gotta protect the brand, man.
Yeah.
my most recent bad experience was I was working with a couple and everything was going as fine as it could go. Things started great. And as we got into, wedding planning more with the pandemic and all, it kind of took a toll on the wedding planning. We had to stop a little bit. But when it was time for us to finalize everything, 2 weeks before the wedding, we were told, unfortunately, we can't move forward with you guys anymore. And I remember just sitting there like, feeling like I just spent all that time planning this wedding with you guys, and 2 weeks before the wedding, like, and I had to be understanding. And as much I kept like a brave, I was very brave on the phone. And as soon as I hung up, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Like I was just bawling my eyes out. And it took a little bit of time for me to recover because, as a wedding planner, my joy is to see my clients walk down the aisle. And for whatever the situation, whatever the case is, for you to be told that they can't keep you, as you're getting closer to the wedding, it's like a punch in the gut. And I had to just be okay with it. I remember calling my mom because my mom is also a part of the business. She's our event manager. And I remember calling her and I was telling her, like, this is what just happened. She's like, well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's not what we want. That's not what we wanted. We didn't even see it coming at all. But, just learn the lessons from the entire experience and move forward. So, sometimes as a wedding planner, you can predict something like that from happening.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't because everything might start pretty well. And as we're getting closer, things might shift. I had another experience kind of similar, but in this case, it was just very weird for us. Like 3 days before the wedding, I think it was also a money issue. And they didn't want to be honest because every time we had a meeting with them, everything was going great until 3 days before the wedding. And there was a final balance to be paid.
Oh.
And all of a sudden we were not, I didn't meet any expectations and all. And sometimes you can see it coming, sometimes you don't. It's a pinch in the gut, but I think as much as, I was down about it, I only told myself you're going to be down for like just 1 week. You can cry about it all you want, ice cream, and you can just do be in that moment. But at the end of the day, you pick yourself back up again. You learn the lessons, you see where you made mistakes and, how you can fix things from happening. And, you move forward with just what's the word I'm looking for? Like you move forward with, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, like with the hopes that things like that won't ever happen again.
Okay. Woo, man, that's rough. But I'm glad you were able to like allow yourself to be in your feelings about it, acknowledge it, and then, move on from there. That's good. What about you, Daniel? Any bad experience you've had with a client that you learned from? Oh, we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. No.
See if the phone is on mute.
Is the phone on mute?
I think it was on mute.
No.
Nothing.
It wasn't on mute?
No. See if the phone might be on mute. Are you using Bluetooth?
Okay. Well, while he's setting up, let's take one more question from the audience about survival tips. What survival tips do you have for upcoming entrepreneurs? For example, what is something that you just wish you knew? If somebody could have given you this one tip, it would have saved you.
Stop saying I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Let's go into that.
Yes, let's go into that for real.
I'm just so busy. You'll burn yourself out and you'll be upset with yourself because now you're not giving yourself and your brand and your clientele the type of service they require.
Yes.
Pace yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be understanding with yourself. Give yourself grace. Give your clients grace. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all in a service position. We're all serving someone or some other people. We think because we're entrepreneurs, oh, I make my own schedule, I can do it. No, at the end of the day, your job is to serve someone in your capacity. That's what you have control over, the capacity of how you service that person. But don't get it twisted. You still have to wake up at a certain time to be there for your clients. And sometimes you will stay later than you anticipated to service your clients. But also, it's that satisfaction that your clients receive, as well as you at the end of the day, that you fulfilled your clients' wishes, as well as you made your brand better by whatever it is that you do. But stop overworking yourself and feeling as though, you know, you can't take a break. Everybody needs a break. Otherwise, your body will sit you down and then your business won't grow. So it's a catch-22. It's either you take a break when you need to take a break, just don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't stop. Just take a break. Just breathe. Take a second. And I feel like COVID did a lot of that for us. Prior to, we were running like, you know, little rabbits, just always moving. And COVID was like, listen, sit your behind down, figure out your goals. Where are you trying to go? If I gave you another 12 months of this, what would you do with it? So now I feel like a lot of these entrepreneurs, you know, post-COVID have figured out a new path. A lot of people are taking less clients, charging more, appreciating the time that they spent with their family, and realizing not every dollar is worth all the time and stress that you're spending away from your family, or you're compromising yourself over.
That is so true.
That's
so
good.
True.
So good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes. We got you, bro.
I'm about to say, well, we got you on sound.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you gotta catch
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, take this question. What is one survival tip that you can give to new entrepreneurs that you wish you had when you started your business?
Wow. I would say, like I said before, just always seeking further education. When I got into this business, the only thing that I was, you know, trying to do is just breed dogs. That's it. You know, I wasn't really trying to find out what's the latest trend or find out how I can open more doors in my business. It was, okay, I got this. And when I say breeding dogs, it wasn't really me actually doing it myself, but just purchasing, because when I first started, I was actually purchasing puppies outright and then trying to resell them. But that I found that, you know, that was costing more of I wasn't getting, you know, as much as I deserved on the return. You know, that's one thing I would say, getting into a business before you get into it, even if it's, you know, you may do like you know, the family, they do interior designing. I may have a client and, you know, I happen to interior design their house and it just looks good. And from there, I'm like, okay, well, this is my thing. I'm just going to stop there and not do workshops because I had a few people tell me I do a great job. So at the end of the day, it's just, you know, staying humble, you know, keeping your heart open, your mind open, always knowing that you could be the best at your craft, but there's always room to learn and there's always room to build. So that's what I would say for the people just coming out. Yeah. Just constant growth, continue to grow.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I think you asked me another question as far as
a client experience. Everyone was sharing about a bad client experience that they had that they learned from.
Yeah, well, I can say this last litter was a huge experience to me because this was my actual first Doberman litter. And the mistake that I did is I let these dogs go a little too early. So when they went to their new homes, I was selling them to people who wasn't as educated or didn't have experience in the Doberman. So it was a lot of calls. Hey, my dog is sick. My dog looks skinny. Why is my dog shaking? And at first it was kind of, it almost messed up my business because, you know, it was just a bad look. Until I realized that when selling Dobermans, you're supposed to sell them 9 to 12 weeks instead of 5 to 6 weeks like other dogs. So that I can say that was an experience that I learned. Also with the clients as well too, that moving forward, don't be so quick to rush your puppies or you rush your product out. Make sure your product is A1 before you give it to that
Got
customer
it.
or that client,
Got it.
beforehand. So yeah, that's what I've learned
Mm,
this past experience.
that's good.
That's
Yeah,
That's good.
it's
That's
really
good.
good. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Daniel.
what
Definitely.
Naomi said,
Most definitely.
self-care, and I keep calling you Sticks. I hope they know who I'm talking about.
They know who Sticks is.
It's in his name. It's in the
That's
box.
my name. They know, yeah. They know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sticks talked about education, and what I would say is be true to your brand.
Mhm.
Many times you're always going to get people who like you and people who don't like you,
Right.
people who enjoy you and people who got something to say.
Mhm.
Always stick to your brand because you can't please everyone. When
Yep.
I first started, you may not think so, but I was very like, oh, should I say this? Should I say that?
Really?
Yeah, I did.
No.
After a while, I think it had a lot to do because my husband was an elder. So, but when I realized that he's supportive of me, and to be honest, what I'm giving people is what they need. They just can't ask it publicly.
Right.
I realized, okay, I'm gonna be true to my brand because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna come in my inbox, somebody's gonna email me, somebody's gonna say, I need your help because of what I said on social media or whatever. So be true to your brand and be innovative. I never thought about products. I always felt talk therapy, retreats, that's going to get me through. But I want to make money in my sleep. So if I want to make money in my sleep, I got to come up with something else. So
Right.
products that align with healing and also open up a wellness center is what my vision has given me for a future.
Right.
That's my future. A wellness center where other people could be there and it's just mine. I need to do something where I can leave behind for my children. So that's always in the back of my mind. So I would say, entrepreneurs, keep your brand bold, don't change for anyone, and be innovative regarding the brand.
Nice. Nice.
Great tips, Kia.
Awesome. That's a great note to end on, guys. There's so much good stuff. And I
Good
hope
stuff. Yes.
everyone watching is enjoying it just as much as we are and is taking notes and learning just as much as we are here. And just to close out, we're going to just do a spotlight on each of them. If you guys could do a quick sign off and let us know where we can find you. If you have any special events or announcements that you want to make, you can go ahead and do that. And we thank you so much for your time. And we'll go ahead and let the people know what you got going on and where to find you.
All right.
Anyone can go first.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Your sister's on, so your sister got to go first.
Okay.
Naomi, do a quick
Okay.
sign off.
Thank you again, guys, for having me on the journey. I have enjoyed everybody's talk. I've enjoyed my segment with you guys, Richardson and Vanessa, just amazing hosts. My name is Naomi. Blush by Naomi is my brand. And you can find me on Instagram at Blush by Naomi. Email blushbynaomi@gmail.com. Website www.blushbynaomi.com. Facebook Blush by Naomi LLC. I am a makeup artist and I also have products. I have lip glosses, lashes, body butters that I make that are homemade. And I also just recently, after the segment that I had with Lucy and Richardson, also started a brush kit line. So everything that you've seen today, you can find on my website, blushbynaomi.com, as well as you can book any of my makeup services, brow services, ombre services as well. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys from the journey. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Naomi. Next.
Kia.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Kia Fisher, and you can find me on Facebook under Kia Fisher, or on Facebook it's now Dr. Kia _energy. My email is drkiafisher@gmail.com, and my website is mymagicalgardenhealing.com. I'm so happy, as always, to be here. I am your non-traditional therapist, so if you're looking for someone to help you, especially if you're a person of color and may need some assistance in regards to finances where, you know, you need a fee that is not expensive. I'm here for you. That's what I do. So thank you again for having me, and I'm hoping that everyone have a blessed day. Thank you again.
All right.
Thank you, Kia. Next, maybe the Damas family can go next.
All right. Well, once again, my name is Annie, and this is my husband, Gensley. We are entrepreneurs. We are wedding planners. So our business name is Stylish Affair Events. We do luxury wedding events planning and design, and we can be found on Instagram and Facebook at Stylish Affair Events. And our email is info@stylishaffairevents. So if you are getting married or you know anybody who's getting married, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to service you. We are located in New Jersey, but we also do travel. So if you are engaged, congratulations. And if you're looking for a wedding planner or somebody to help you with decoration, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to serve you. Thank you so much for having us. We had an amazing time. This was our very first ever interview, and we're excited. So we wish everybody a great evening, and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks again.
And lastly, Daniel. Can you hear that? Oh, you can't hear. Oh, man. It's all good. Sunny, you want to put Daniel's information on the screen? There we go. Daniel can be found on IG bodylab_by Stick. So you can find him there for his personal training business. Or if you're interested in getting a dog for yourself and your family, you can find him on IG under Forever Kennel. So all of his information.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was letting them know your info, but you go ahead and do it.
Okay, got you. I apologize, just having difficulties. This is actually, I can say, my first live stream. So this is why you see, but I'll definitely get it right the next time around. But my name is Daniel Sticks Bonet. Again, I am a dog breeder. I specialize in red Doberman Pinschers and mini Schnauzers right now. You can find me on IG at Forever Kennels. When it comes to personal breeding, you can find me, personal training, you can find me at bodylab_by-sticks. And that's pretty much it. Instagram will pretty much tell the story, and all my contacts, emails, information are on IG. Just straight to the point, real simple. Again, thank you guys for having me, and also giving me this experience, because this is new to me. So even being on here is a form of marketing. So I do appreciate you guys for opening this door and having me as one of your guests on this show. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Once again, thank you to all our guests. Thank you for all the our audience who sticked with us throughout this whole season. We're going to miss you guys. We're just going to be gone for the summer, but we'll be back around August for season 2. And also to Vanessa, all the way on Cali on the West Coast, jumping here with us. Thank you again for being a co-host with me on here. Thank you again to the SOP ministry for this platform. We love you guys. Thank you again to our guests, and we can't wait for season 2. We got some new stuff for you guys. All right.
Yes. So thank you for paving the way, guests, and have a wonderful summer, everyone. Have a good time, safe time, and we hope to see you when we return for season 2. Good night.
All right.
Thank you. Peace.